This is episode 13 with Caitlin McCall. Welcome to the Eco-Conscious Diver Show. I'm your host, Caitlin, PADI scuba instructor, scientific diver, and science communications specialist. I'm here to remind you that being eco-conscious is cool. Learning about the environment can be fun, and climate change isn't a dirty phrase. Each week, I'll be getting up close and personal with thought leaders from around the globe as your weekly dose of motivation so that you can create epic change in your own life and become the best version of yourself possible. Are you ready to dive? What's up, everybody? If you're listening to this right now, this is an opportunity to join in with the eco-conscious diver community and use our passion to create a more sustainable blue planet. Eco-Conscious Diver is a lifestyle brand and podcast, illuminating our path to eco-conscious diving, overall sustainability, and a healthy planet for future generations. Head over to the website www.eco-consciousdiver.com for all other podcast episodes, other resources, and the Eco Dive shop. This episode is packed with insight into how we can make cleanups a part of our everyday lives and a company that can help us do it. I hope you'll enjoy this podcast with Fiona and Emily of Barrel Bag. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. How
Good.
are you?
It's great to have you girls on the show today. So we'll just jump in straight into our intro question, which is, what is your favorite marine species and why?
My favorite is a dolphin because they're so smart and super playful. And right when I moved to San Diego, I was surfing and a pot of them came right up to the board. And it was like one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me in the ocean. So that's got to be my favorite, hands down.
And I think my favorite marine species is giant kelp. I started diving last summer, and one of the most surreal dives I've been on was diving through a kelp forest because it really feels like you're swimming through an underwater forest. And I've been learning more about seaweed and algae, and I think it's really interesting, and they're so important to the ecosystem. So it was really cool to experience that.
That's awesome. Both of those things are on my bucket list, my California bucket list. That's awesome. So today is actually kind of different because I've never had two people at one time on my podcast before. So this is a new eco-conscious diver thing. So I'm actually going to go ahead and let you guys introduce yourselves since we have two people here.
Cool. Okay, so my name is Fiona McCauley, and I do the marketing and PR at Barrel Bag. Basically, I run like the day-to-day stuff on our social media, and I work with our COO to build campaigns for small nonprofits so that we can get growing and really get our foot in the door of like the bigger nonprofit industry.
And my name is Emily. I'm an environmental education and sustainability intern for Barrel Bag. I kind of work on environmental education content, and I assist with social media. And I also am striving to make sure that Barrel Bag is doing things as sustainably as possible. So sourcing good materials, making sure that we're standing behind our mission with our actions as well.
Very cool. I can't wait to talk about that. So guys, if you're unfamiliar, Barrel Bag is on a mission to bring awareness to our environment and help eliminate litter pollution, particularly plastic, around the world. So tell me a little bit about how this idea came to life.
So in 2018, our founder, Tucker Grooms, was a high school senior living in Mill Valley, California. He's an avid surfer and was always really disappointed by the amount of trash that he saw on the beach and in the ocean. He was like always juggling his board and the trash he picked up on the way back to his car after surfing. He decided to create a reusable bag made from recycled plastic for surfers, divers, and beachgoers in coastal communities around the world to clean up trash. And that's pretty much how Barrel Bag was born. Tucker felt like the idea of individual people doing their part, picking up trash every time they went outside could make a bigger difference than an annually scheduled beach cleanup. And this is what we like to call the power of one.
That's awesome. I definitely agree with that. You know, it's better if people are kind of doing it as part of their everyday life. You know, like if you go to the beach, you bring your Barrel Bag and then you're picking up every time, right? So that's what you're kind of talking about?
Exactly. So it's like your impact you make every time you do just a little bit every day makes a bigger impact than doing one big time each year, even each month. It's just like such a powerful way to like get our message out there.
Absolutely. And so I noticed, and we just talked about this, the bag is made from recycled materials. So tell me a little bit more about that.
So yeah, we work with a company that recovers plastic and turns it into synthetic fabrics. So what's really great about the bag is having it be made from eco-friendly or more eco-friendly materials is really awesome. And we're always striving to improve our bags as we go. They used to be made from roughly like 33% recycled materials. Now it's more so like 50%, and we're trying to make it even better as we go. But the greatest part about our bags is they're super convenient for people to be able to take them into the water. I think they're great for surfers, divers, and people who are constantly with water and sand. That's what makes them super convenient and easy to use.
Yeah, and you can just always keep it in your beach bag, right? Because like that's the thing about having like a giant, like I don't know what you call it, pail or whatever.
Bucket.
Yeah, a bucket. Is that you can't really just bring it with you casually. You know, it's kind of like this giant thing that you're bringing. And then if it's plastic and it breaks, then it's kind of like that's a whole other thing too. I saw that you guys actually will replace bags if they rip?
Yeah, we will. Yeah. You can send them back and we'll replace them and then we'll get them back to you. So we try to replace them we try to fix them ourselves instead of just replacing them so that we're like more eco-friendly that way.
That's awesome. And how old is Barrel Bag?
2 years. We started in 2018, and so we're really just getting our feet off the ground. But we've made a really big difference in our 2 years. We've already distributed 8,000 bags, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that is cool. And tell me about, I know you have a lot of like other nonprofit partners and just partners in general. Who are some of your partners that people might have heard of?
We work with coral gardeners a lot. They're probably our biggest one. Also, we've done work with One Ocean Conservation. Yeah. And that's the one, out in Hawaii. Ocean Ramsey works with them. And then, what is it called? Oh, Surfrider. We work with Surfrider a lot.
Oh, yeah, I love Surfrider. We have one here.
Yeah.
Very cool. And do you like coordinate pickups with these different organizations?
So what we try to do is we just want to provide our bags as like a tool for cleanups. It's a lot easier for people to carry around than the buckets like we were talking about. And while the buckets can be great for like sorting things at the end, I think it's really helpful to have a barrel bag with you. You can even like sort as you go. That's what I try to do is I try to throw recyclables in my barrel bag and trash maybe in something else, or if I have a second barrel bag, I keep them separate. So that's really helpful. But for the most part, we just try to provide those tools for cleanups, so people can purchase the bags that they need, or we can, in some cases, we donate a bunch of bags and they can keep reusing them for their cleanups. And it's a really accessible tool. They can give them to people. A lot of times we'll have co-branding partners so they can put their logo and branding on it, and it's a good way for them to not only self-promote, but like promote the idea of cleanups can happen every day and you can make a difference every day if you just go out there and do a little bit.
That's awesome. And it has to be cool to be in San Diego where a lot of people are into the environment and stuff too, right? Because I guess Surfrider was founded in San Diego too. So I'm sure that there's a lot of that sort of movement going on there. Do you think so?
It's pretty cool. We actually just moved out to Pacific Beach. So I've been going to the beach almost every morning, and we just like take our barrel bags. Even though like we are a part of the company, it's just something that's like ingrained into my brain at this point. Like, oh, I'm going to the beach, grab my bag, and then I like always pick up a couple pieces of packing on there. It's pretty cool to be a part of that movement because you do see a lot of people out on the beach like helping out in like some way that they can, which is fun.
That's awesome. And do you feel like your friends, like even, the ones that don't work at Barrel Bag, do you feel like they see you doing that sort of stuff and it catches on? It's like, they're like, what do you guys do? there.
It's been fun because we've been good friends for a really long time, and our other roommate was also working for Barrel Bag. She kind of introduced us to it, and then she got me to work there. So it was like kind of like a friend of a friend got you into it, and then we've also gotten some of our other friends into it. Like we got them super into our social media, so now they're super excited when they see like posts from us, which is really cool. It's nice to be not only spreading like the Barrel Bag mission with the whole community of people we've made like online through social media, but also just like with our friend group. I feel like a lot of our friends have become a little more conscious about the issue, which is really cool to watch.
That's so cool. So did you guys meet through Barrel Bag, or did you meet at school?
We met in college at SCSU, and then Barrel Bag just kind of like brought us even closer together, honestly. Yeah.
That's so cool. It's like a family over there. I like that. So I know that you guys are probably doing some huge stuff for Plastic Free July. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a whole calendar out for Plastic Free July, and we're doing a different challenge each day. And if you participate in our daily challenge and you take a picture of yourself doing it or a screenshot to prove that you did it and you put it on your story and tag us, then you get an entry into our giveaway. And at the end of the month, whoever has the most entries gets our prize, which is a Barrel Bag and a Barrel Bag tee. So that we're pretty excited about that. That's like our first like big giveaway. We don't usually do them, so we're like really excited. And it's just I've been working on the graphics, and like we worked on the calendar together, and it's just super fun. Like thinking of all the new like different ways and things people can do to kind of like change their lifestyle for the better.
That's so cool. I'll have to enter that. I like that. So with the donations that you guys give of barrel bags to beachgoers and to these organizations and stuff, that's like the main source of income for Barrel Bag, right? Would be probably donations, like a nonprofit.
Yeah, we get a lot of donations, and then also we have been working on selling our bags a lot more through the website. We've been getting a lot of traction with that, but definitely the donations are what help us out the most.
Awesome. And do you guys feel like there's challenges with trying to get donations?
Yeah, I think that there's always challenges. You know, like we're a small company and a lot of people haven't heard of us. So just getting our name out there so that people know like just what we're doing and about our mission really helps with other people who do want to donate to a good cause. So we have been pretty active on Instagram, just trying to get our brand out there so that people know about us. And then they're like, oh, hey, this is awesome. Like we should donate.
This is a good time. Let's shout out your social media.
Our social media account is @BarrelBag on Instagram, and then we also have Facebook. We're just Barrel Bag on Facebook, and then our website is just barrelbag.org. Super simple.
Awesome. And do you guys do like specific where you like count up how much trash people have done with Barrel Bag? Do you have any exciting numbers?
For like quantifying like the amount of trash you mean?
Yeah.
So that's actually something that we're really excited about. We have a new intern who's working with us who's developing a platform. And basically it's going to be our impact tracker. So people can register on our website, track their trash, and it's a new feature. So there's like a few more details to it that I'm probably not explaining very in depth. But people will be able to input how many bags they filled. And based on cubic footage, that's kind of how we measure our trash, because not everyone has access to like a crane scale that they use at other cleanups and stuff. So we're going to be compiling all of that data and keeping a running tab of like the total amount of trash that people have collected with Barrel Bag. And then I think it's going to be sort of the kind of platform where you can check back and see
you can check back, and then you can also see like what your community is up to. So it really ties back into our power of one. So you can see like what impact you've made, your community, and then like how if you keep going, like that'll keep helping your community, which is really cool. And then also there'll be a way for you to put in like what kind of items you found too. So if you found something super weird, you can be like, oh, I found like a kid's bike or something random. Like, I don't know. Because a lot of times when we're picking up trash, it's like, oh, what's the weirdest thing you found today? And it's always something you would never expect. So we're going to have a little feature where you can put that into and it makes it a little bit more fun.
That's cool. And so you also put like, do they put like where they found their trash? So it's like location based?
I don't have, people can input their location, the day and time of their cleanup. And then it's mostly just going to be kind of like a general picture. Like, yes, there's going to be like the specific, like, I found this, like maybe kind of like a description field, but we definitely encourage people to sort their recycling and their trash. So we'll have a better picture of like what items people are picking up and what's happening to those items.
That's super interesting to see like, what are the trashiest places, that people pick up stuff.
Yeah.
But it could also just be that more people are picking up trash, or more conscious, because I bet because you guys are based in San Diego, probably more people will input stuff from there. So very cool. So what else do you guys have going on? Do you guys have events?
Right now, with COVID-19 happening and everything, all big group events are suspended for everyone. I'm sure all the different organizations that we've worked with aren't doing anything right now. But we are starting to work on a virtual cleanup campaign, which is also something super exciting. Encouraging people to go out on their own and compiling results together to show the bigger picture impact of maybe like an organization. They send out all their people, and it's kind of a way to team build while still maintaining social distance, which is like pretty fun. I think like a way to like virtually stay connected besides like just Zoom calls.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then another big thing that we have going on right now is we just launched our brand ambassador program. So on our website, you can apply to become a brand ambassador. So we have, with the help of eco-friendly influencers, we're able to like spread our mission and get our bags into the hands of more people, which means less trash in the ocean. So that's pretty cool. And you can go on our website, barrelbag.org, and apply today.
Oh, very cool. And so is it like a commission-based program?
Yes. For every 100 barrel bags you sell, you get $100. So there is like a little bonus for you. But it's mostly just for people who want to like help out, help get their community more involved. But it is nice to do have a little bit of commission because we really appreciate our influencers and what they're doing for us.
That's very cool. I need to get some eco-conscious diver barrel bag shirt or bags. It'd be awesome. So are you guys scuba divers?
I am. I started diving in 2019, and I love it. I'm definitely trying to make it a big part of my life, but I still feel new. It's kind of funny. Like everyone in the dive community seems like so deeply rooted in it, and then there's people who are newbies, people who have been doing it the whole time. So it's a really cool community. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's something that, you can kind of go in and out of. I feel like during college, I went to school down near Austin, Texas, and obviously it's really far from the ocean. So I didn't scuba dive for I want to say 5 years. And then I got back into it after college.
Nice.
So it's kind of interesting, but it's like the diving community is so open and people are really friendly. I feel like it's cool like that. Probably the same as surfing.
I mean, everybody in San Diego surfs pretty much. I love to do it, but honestly, I am not very good. But nobody in the community is mean. Like when you fall off your board, nobody laughs at you or anything like that. So it's pretty fun.
And so right now you're not having to wear a wetsuit, right?
Yeah, it's pretty warm. You can wear a spring suit if you want, but I'm from Seattle, so everything feels warm to me out here.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm moving to Fort Lauderdale here in August, and they have better surfing on that side of Florida. So I think you can surf in your bikini, hopefully. Yeah. So I wanted to know, what's it like working for a nonprofit? What are some of the ups and downs? What would you tell people who are thinking about working for nonprofits? Some advice that kind of stuff?
It's been really, I know it's probably been really rewarding for both of us. We started off, she started working for Barrel Bag before me. And she ended up volunteering a lot of hours, and that's what I did for a while too. There's more of a structured internship program now, which is really cool because that's how far Barrel Bag has grown, which is really awesome to like look back and see that. Before we were just like giving our time for free, just like trying to get experience and like trying to contribute to the cause because we both felt it was really important. So I think for anyone who's interested in working for a nonprofit, something like Barrel Bag, organization that's doing like environmental education and ocean conservation and stuff like that, I think just be ready to donate a lot of time, which I'm sure if you're looking to get into it, you're already interested in it anyways, and it really pays off. I think it's rewarding and you meet a lot of really interesting, cool people. You get to talk to people doing podcasts like this. I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, we're so
and it's cool because you're just trying to like get a message out to a community. So, you know, like we're doing here, like I'd love to see barrel bags in the hands of like tons of divers because I think it's a really great tool to have on your dive. Because it's not too invasive and you get to keep it like close to you, pick up trash easily. So yeah, being part of a nonprofit has been I don't even know what I was expecting, but it's been really, really fun. So if anyone listening is interested in doing it, go for it. I'm having a great time.
And do you feel like it's competitive to find jobs in the nonprofit conservation sector right now?
I think we are really lucky because we found this organization through a friend, and our supervisor is the sweetest woman ever. It's a really like cool team of people. I think right now, I don't know how it is like this year happening. Maybe honestly, I would say like people doing online endeavors right now must be reaching out for new people to work with because everything's changing so much. The structure of things are changing. So I'm sure a lot of nonprofits have had to look at their operations and be like, we need this kind of person to join us, or we can't take any more people on right now. So I think I honestly wouldn't even know where to start with that question in a sense.
I think it might be a little bit competitive if you're looking to get a full-time job at a nonprofit. But I do think if you're willing to volunteer and donate your time, I'm pretty sure any nonprofit would be just thrilled to have you. If you just want to get involved and maybe just get your foot in the door, then you should just volunteer your time. And I'm sure almost everybody would want to get a volunteer.
Yeah, and that's a great point too. I feel like I've heard of a lot of people, you know, maybe trying to transition into a role like that. And I feel like that's a good thing to do is like, even if you have a full-time job, then you can volunteer on the side and then obviously, you know, get to know that nonprofit. And if they're looking for someone and you have those skills, then all of a sudden you're the first one to know about the job, you know? So I've noticed even now that there's degrees, you know, now in sustainability and ecotourism and all this stuff. I graduated in 2011, and there were nothing like that to be heard of then. Do either of you guys have degrees in those sorts of things?
I just got my degree in environmental science, which was a really interesting program, and it was funny because like I came into college and they had it, so I didn't think much of it. But now I'm talking to a lot of professionals in the field, and wow, they have that major now. I didn't know. Which is like really nice because I feel like and also our school was awesome. We loved them, the San Diego State. So those are really good experiences.
My degree is in film and marketing, so it's totally different. But it's been fun doing marketing for a nonprofit and doing like eco-friendly marketing. I like to call it, just because it's given me like a new perspective. You know, like I feel like a lot of business majors are like, oh, it's all about the money kind of thing. But like doing this kind of stuff is so rewarding. Like I just love doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my degree is in advertising and communication studies. I think, you know, whatever skills you have, I mean, nonprofits need those, right? They need a marketing person, and they need someone that knows about sustainability, and they need an accountant. They need everyone. So awesome. Well, did you guys have anything else that you want to shout out or tell the audience about?
Just check out our social media. We love interacting with the people. If you send us pictures of your cleanups or videos or reposts, we love highlighting and shouting out people who are out there actually on the ground making a difference, because it's really exciting to see the amount of trash they pick up too, and it's fun to see how happy people are when they're able to make a difference.
Awesome. And I did have a question. So I'm sure you guys have some stats about plastic. Are there any stats about plastic that our listeners should know that would maybe be a call to action?
One that is it's stuck in my head because I've been doing a lot of environmental education content right now, and it's the first thing that comes to mind. There's well over 5 trillion pieces of plastic debris circulating in our oceans, which is that's a huge number. So that's been sitting on my mind for a while right now. But it's interesting to see. I was just recently doing kind of a calculation to show what a 5-minute cleanup 3 days a week would add up to. And if 2,000 people were doing a 5-minute cleanup for 3 days a week, I think it was 3 million pieces of trash could be picked up. And that's literally a fraction of the 5 trillion pieces that are floating around in our oceans right now. But it's interesting to think about the difference we could make if everyone was mobilized. So that's kind of what Barrel Bag is seeking to do, is just to mobilize people, because the more hands we have picking up trash, the more difference we can make in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is a totally different whole other podcast, but have you guys seen a whole bunch of PPE gear from COVID whenever you're picking up trash lately?
Definitely. I've seen, not so much in San Diego. Things are pretty clean. You can still find trash stuff. I've seen gloves on the street and stuff, but not as much if we go to the beach. It's not as much in nature, because I think people either picking it up or have the respect to try to wear a reusable mask or try to make sure it's properly disposed of when they use it. But the pictures I've seen are just crazy. So it's really, I don't know, it's rough. It's a crazy time, but hopefully that opens people's eyes up to the fact that single-use items can be so detrimental. It's been a few months of people using those our single-use masks and gloves, and we're seeing them everywhere now. So and then there are pieces of plastic from the 70s still floating around. So it's just interesting to see how quickly things start to show up in our natural environment and how they affect things.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was at the park the other day rollerblading, and me and my boyfriend are getting in the car, and there was this trash can right in front of us, and there's all of these masks and gloves and stuff on the ground right next to the trash can, but not in it. And I immediately was I can't believe people are doing that. I went straight into being mad. And then we see this bird come up, and the bird is going into the trash can and picking stuff out because he's looking for food.
Wow.
And so it probably was that people threw it away, but the bird was picking it out. You know what I mean? And I was I shouldn't automatically go to that people are crappy and they're throwing stuff on the ground, But
crazy. People try to dispose of things properly. Obviously the listeners can't see my air quotes, but some wind could blow it out of the trash can, and the bird could pull it out of the trash can. So
yeah, I guess it's important to remember that people don't want to be bad. People want to do good. We just have to give them the tools to do that, right? But yeah, that was kind of I had to stop, and I was oh man, I automatically went there. So yeah, we got to remember people are good. They want to help. Awesome. Well, you guys, so I guess we didn't shout out your website, so I want to go ahead and do that. It's barrelbag.org. And you can make donations there. You can buy the bags. You can get information about partnerships, all sorts of stuff there. I had a blast talking to you girls, and I look forward to keep seeing what you guys are doing. It seems like the company's brand new. It's just continuing to grow, and it's super exciting.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, all right. So thank you guys, and we'll speak to you soon.
Okay, have a good one.
I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast and learned some valuable information about the journey of conservation. This is a constant process of learning, growth, and understanding, so I look forward to chatting with Fiona and Emily again. Please leave a review if you can, and go to www.eco-consciousdiver.com to check out all other podcasts, resources, and everything we've got going on there. See you next week.